Hey folks, Robbie Payne with Chrome Unboxed, and today we're going to give some first impressions of our first few days spent with the Google Home Mini. Now, I've had the Google Home, the regular sized version, at home since it actually came out, and so bringing this one back from the Google event and actually plugging it in and using it at the house, I wanted to give you a few first impressions to let you know if you're deciding on buying one of these devices, which one might be a better fit for you. So first off, one of the things you can tell about the Google Home Mini is obviously it's much smaller. And additionally, it's a lot cheaper as well. So $129 is what the Google Home comes in, and $49 is what the Google Home Mini comes in. So you can probably do the math pretty quickly and see you can get 2.5 Google Home Minis for the price of one. And so what that would allow you to do is actually have more Google Homes throughout your home and take advantage of some of the other things that Google Home can do. There are a couple drawbacks though, and probably need to talk about those things because with that price cut comes a few feature cuts as well. Now what Google did here, and what's really kind of cool, is that they created a specific fabric for this device that allows you to see the LEDs through the top. It also allows you to interact with it on a touch basis. And so some of those cool things that Google Home did, this device can do also. And so you don't really lose out anything there. But its diminutive size means that the speakers inside of it are actually smaller. And while Google stood on stage and touted the excellent sound quality of it, and don't get me wrong, it's loud and you can hear it just fine, it's not going to replace a dedicated speaker in your home. It's loud enough to hear the commands and interact with, but playing music over it is a dicey affair, especially when compared with the Google Home, the regular version of the Google Home. The Google Home doesn't have the most pristine sound quality, but it can suffice as a standalone speaker and has pretty rich tones to it, if not for a little bit of a muddled high end. This device the Mini has a great high end, but there literally is no bass response on it whatsoever. So if you're listening to most music, you're going to miss out on quite a bit of the experience there. Now, that being said, because it works with Chromecast audio, you can actually pair this thing up into an audio group and be playing through multiple speakers at once and enhance the sound overall. But by itself, do know that if you're buying this for a speaker and you're wanting to actually listen to music on it, it's not going to be the best experience ever. But pushing that aside, you really don't lose out on any of the features that Google Home offers. So you can tap the top of it in order to play and pause music. You can speak to it obviously with your voice to wake it up. It has LEDs on the top that let you know when you're communicating with it, when it's thinking and all those kind of things. Now they don't spin around in a circle in the cool way that the Google Home does, but it's enough to let you know that the thing is thinking and you're interacting with it. Additionally, you can tap on the left or right side to adjust your volume. And so there's a ton of interaction that you get just like you would get with the standard Google Home. And that's pretty cool, especially when it comes in at such a lower cost. Overall, in general, the cloth top works as Google has said it does. It's very easy to see the LEDs through. The speaker comes through it nice and loud, and it's attractive and it's kind of unassuming. If you want an idea of how large it is, Google advertised this as well. Even at the event, they were handing out donuts because the thing is about the size of a donut. So a general donut, if you think about it in your hand, that would be the size of this device. And so it takes up a lot less real estate on your countertop than the original Google Home does. And so for a lot of people, that's going to be a win all in itself. It does have the kind of rubber feet on the bottom, so it's not going to slide around. And the port on the back that actually holds the charger is a micro USB. And though some people have kind of given them a hard time for that, I don't really see it being that big of a deal, because in general, you're going to plug this thing in and it's going to sit there. The Google Home has its own proprietary power jack. So overall though, the device is very simple, it's very elegant looking, and would basically blend into most decors in any home. And that again is saying something over the original Google Home, which a lot of people compare to a Glade air freshener or something like that. It wasn't ugly and isn't ugly, but it doesn't blend into your decor quite as easily as this device will. The one you're seeing here is in the gray. It also comes in a dark charcoal, almost a black color for the top piece, and then also a coral, kind of a reddish orange coral color as well. So there'll be different colors. It's not a swappable top like the bottom is on the Google Home, but you can kind of purchase one that might go better with your personal decor. Generally, the device is going to become available on the 19th of October, along with most of the other products that Google unveiled. And again, it's going to be $49. And really, to get into a device that's going to do all that this thing does, all that the Google Home at $129 does, is pretty much a steal. I would say most people that haven't gotten into a smart speaker setup yet and been holding out, maybe they wanted Google Home over Alexa or something like that, maybe you've been holding out and waiting for a good deal. Well, the deal doesn't get much better than this thing. And like I said, if you're going to spend even roughly around $100 for the original Google Home, you could have a couple of these and have them paired up, and you can use them as alarm clocks and all sorts of things throughout your home. And they can be set up as audio groups, and some of the new things that Google's talking about with broadcast, you can be able to send messages to the entire household, set alarms and all those kind of things. Because to be honest, even as you're watching this, if you're 3 or 4 weeks out from the time that we film this, likely Google Home is going to have all sorts of new skills that it can do that it can't do right now. And so it's worthwhile to keep note that this device will be able to do all the things that Google Home can do. So it's not some sort of gimped version of it. It's full-on Google Home, full-on Google Assistant. It's just the speaker's not quite as good, and you can't swap out the bases. But other than that, so far, so good. It's been really great in our home. And we look forward to spending a little bit more time and maybe giving you guys a full-on review as some time goes by, and we can say definitively this is a great device to have in your home. But I can say right now, after a few days of using, I think most of you would be happy if you're considering Google Home as your smart speaker of choice. Before we wrap up, I do want to mention the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. We had a few of these printed, and we wanted to get your all's feedback, and we wanted to see if this is something that you all would like and would be interested in. And so you can hit us up in the comments, hit us up on the website. Additionally, we are actually going to put up a form on the site in the coming days where you can actually pre-order. And we need to get to a certain number of pre-orders, obviously, before we go printing a shirt. And so we may do something like just taking in names of people that say, yeah, I would like a shirt. And if we can get to 100 or so, we'll go ahead and get a run of these things printed and actually put them up for sale. So like I said, hit us up in the comments, hit us up on social media or on the website, and let us know if you'd be interested in getting a shirt like this. They're really high quality, and we're kind of proud of them. They turned out really good. So let us know on that. Guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below, and until next time, we'll see you.